Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith, the Smith in the Black with the Strat Time Report, back out of the Great North Woods here, but let's take a look. We don't have too much going on here, and this is one of the things that you want to be aware of, and this is here on the SPY. Inside day, all right? Not weak enough to take out the lows or the highs. That's bad. So oftentimes that means price discovery starting over. We did start to get inch closer to not being an inside month, all right? So we really would like to hold that just so we can have an equilibrium coming into the new month, but we got some time on that. If they're going to puke, so be it. On the week, still a 2 down, right? But still can't take that out just yet. But inside days, you can expect the back and forth, and that's what we got here in the SPY. So to start the day, you can see that slight higher high and then the lower lows here. So price discovery on an inside day going to look like this. Here. There's your broadening formation to keep an eye on. Now we're right back in the middle. How do we get out of here is what we want to know, right? So we prefer the downside because we're 2 down here, but right now you're just an inside day. If you go to QQQ, Q's also holding on to an inside day. Just a doji on the week, but 2 down, getting real close to not being an inside month. And if you go to the 60, for right now, if we're going to keep going back and forth, we'll see, because you had this inside bar to close out yesterday, slight higher high, boom, 1 bar rev strat, 3 takes that out. Not weak enough to take that out though. So you have a 3, 2, 2. Didn't go very far, but we'll see. Unless we get a reversal, we can go take that out. But all that would do is solidify an inside day, doji week, not doing much over there. If we go to the diamonds, inside day, and just really stuck in here. So, right in the middle of the range. Still an inside month, but getting closer. But the inside day can tell a few tales, but not until tomorrow. If we go to the small cappers, and small cappers slightly took that out, a little bit weaker. So if you go to your 60, there's your higher high, and here's your lower low. All right. So right now, we prefer these things to puke. We got a new 60 just started, right? Well, you got inside week to the downside in here, still handily an inside month. So we would prefer some more downside if we can get it, but we just ain't. So what we can do to gauge a little bit here is VXX. So VXX here on the daily is a 2 down, but it's green. So you got all sorts of conflict in there. But you can see the lower low and the higher high. If you go down to a 30, you're going to see this broadening formation here. How does the VXX get out of here? Right, so this could tell a few tales when we watch all these things together. Because right now, this market's doing nothing but going inside day. So one of the things we have noticed recently is gold. And gold's still coming up here, doing the Jeepers Creepers, not really gunning, but not coming in either. Right, so just kind of walking up. You can see this here, the inside 30 on GLD. Takes that up, and that tells us maybe we can look at silver too. Silver, hi-ho silver, and here it comes, Momo hammer on the week, because this is a 2-up hammer, still trying to come up through that. And go down to GDX, gold miners, just trying to get out of this 4-day range here, still higher on the month, 2 on the month, still an inside week as of now. And J-Nugger, always our gunner here. J-Nug, you can see this having a nice day. 2 down, 2 up, back to previous range. Still an inside week, but if it's not going to be, that's what you wait for. Triangle out, 2 down, boom, right back up. J-Nug. Like I said, it's a little thin on what we're doing here because a lot of things on hold. Crude, still trying to go, but in conflict because it's red, so it's not coming in just yet, right? But we got Putin on the line for that one, so we'll see how that goes. There's your inside 30 to the downside, now an inside 30. Again, because you got a lot of inside days over there too. XLE, how are you going to get out of that? Inside day, right? XOP, inside day. So all that kind of stuff needs to change. If you go to a couple of them in there, though, LPI, goes 3-2 on the day upside, right? And then triangles them out on the 30 here. If you go to a 15er, here you go. There's a 3. Wait for them to come in, take this whole range out, right? They did. And then boom, right back up. LPI still inside on the week. You be aware of that, and just only slightly green on that, but certainly outperforming the group. RRC range resources, also a 3-2 to the upside, and you can see they brought it in here on the 15, right here. 2 down by taking out the low, 2 up. Boom, and off she goes, right? Coming after the monthly highs. 2 up on the week. So RRC having a nice little day. The market, as expected here, drying up, but we're always watching. We're always watching the new 60, right? So if you go to SPY again, you see it start to drop in again, right? As soon as that new 60 kicks in, right? That's what you want to know. So we're watching that 60. It tried to do the reversal here, but then on the new flip comes right back in, all right? And that's what we can expect. Chop shop on the inside day. Be aware of that. If we go to DraftKings, and DraftKings having a nice little day, potentially an outside week. If you look here, up here, took out the low and now coming back through the range. Tried to go take out the lows of the month, but coming back through. If you can change that green, that's going to give you that potentially outside week. And here's your reversal on the daily. This was a 2 down because it took out the lows, but it was green. So these two become an outside bar of that on the 2-2 reversal up, right? So we'll see if anything more comes of that. If we go to, we got to go down the food chain today because a lot of things doing nothing. Skin, beauty, the beauty health company, handily inside month, but green and having a nice week here off today. And you can see this nice gunning, 2 down, 2 up reversal, going into the highs a little quick. Let's see if there's anything on like a 15er to get you in on this. Yeah, there you go. There's your inside 15. There's your inside 15. There's an inside 15, and that's how you can get in on the Jeepers Creepers on the upside. If we go to BTU, and BTU having a nice little day here, and you can see this on the daily. The inside day, the poke down, stop them out, rev strat, boom, off she goes, and it's above last month's high. Outside week to the upside and running. And then on the 15er, what do you wait for? Triangle the outs. 2 down, 2 up, you're in. Off she goes. If we go to SSRM, once again on the daily, inside day, the poke down, stop them out. 1, 2, 2, rev strat, and off she goes. And on the weekly, inside week, slight poke down, rev strat week too. I'm sorry, rev strat month. And gunning for some more highs up into here. A little creeper here, but now on the 15er, trying to set up the rev strat. Inside 15 pokes down. We'll see in about 7-8 minutes what that looks like. If you go to EPR, the 2 down, the 2 up gapper, and off she goes. And how about a nice 60 for you on that one? There you go. The 2-1-2 continuation off the inside 60, right? And that's going to take this 3-2 month up. You got some more range. You can see here, triangle out, lower lows, and then boom. So coming up through this stuff, we'll see if it's strong enough to get up through there. Just had a nice little 60. On the downside, this market's still starting to come in here on the flip. On the downside, HFC and the refiners had some earnings problems. So here, HFC gaps down. Now inside on the 60, slight poke up so you can see if you can get the rev strat to the downside because you got your outside month. You got a 3-2 week down, but you got a little bit more of these guys to take out if they want to keep going. So we'll see if that sets up over there on that. Not too bad. Tesla's at least is a 2 down. And this is a Momo shooter on the week. Slight lower low, right? Stop them out. Anybody stopped here, short covers, boom, takes them down. No longer an inside monther here. Tesla's, if you go to 15, you see this. Wait for triangle layout. So 3, 2, 2, 2, 2-2 reversal right here. Boom. And when does this occur? It occurs on the flip. So now your 60's back red. You see? If we go to RNG. And RNG having all sorts of problems here off the inside day down 2-1-2 continuation, taking out last month's lows, last week's lows. And good thing about trading the strat is you can see for continuation because last week this went 3-2 to take these guys out, 3-2-2, and then you get your inside day, no higher high, continuation, add to it, all right? And you come in this morning, closed as an inside 60. Does that count? It does. Boom, down she goes, because if this works, it's going to trigger that, right, and continue what it was already doing, picking. If we go to Charter, And Charter not totally dying, still an inside month, but anybody taking out last week's lows and yesterday's lows gets my attention. Now just kind of sitting there like that on the 60. Market's still coming in here after the flip. If we go to JBT just kind of jammed up here on the lows, some exhaustion risk, but always looking for the nice long red bars to go after. There's your inside week to the downside. A couple of those cruise lines also inside week to the downside, just not getting killed as yet. Your CCL and RCL, so you keep them on the radar if things start coming in. If you go to PSA, an inside day, one of the things you'll look for is potential gap fills, right? Because things aren't really going anywhere. They're slugging back and forth. So right now, PSA got an inside 60. Let's see if it wants to come all the way back down and finish the job in here. Nice long red bar for you. If we go to, Cummins Engine. And Cummins Engine, continuation of last week's inside week to the downside right here. Now coming down here, and when that worked, so I always want to know what's that going to do. If this inside week to the downside works, it's going to trigger this 2-2 reversal on the month. 2 up shooter, 2 down. Looking to come down and take maybe these guys out about 203.38. So you got a little few more bucks on that potentially. If we go to ASAN, and ASAN having some problems. Still an inside month. That's what it's got going for it. But once again, that same triangle layout weekly. Here. Comes up. There's your 2-1-2 up. 2 down, inside, up. Stop out all these guys. And then boom, 2-2 reversal back down, puker on the week, right? Looking to see if we can take all these guys out down in here. Right now inside on the 60. It also closed as an inside 60. You could have hit that right in the opening. If we go to Triple M in the Dow, and Triple M having all sorts of problems, and here's that outside month 3-2, which means this buying was getting rejected to make a 3-bar, still being rejected and then some, puking mini mines. Not totally dying on the daily, but you can see the slow grinder, and that's on a slow grind. You just keep waiting for this triangle layout, 2 up, 2 down, back to the previous range. Right? Let them pop their heads up. See this? This was a 2 up by taking these guys' highs out. And then, boom, right back into the basement. All right? So that's how you want to play something like that. If we go to BCC, Boise Cascade Puker, and all sorts of problems over here. Exhaustion risk on the month, and then the inside week. 2-1-2 reversal back through previous range. Having all sorts of problems here. BCC, we'll see if anything more comes of that. A little quick. Anything on the 15s? It's a little fast. Right now you can see it's going 2 down, 2 up, and trying to 2-2 reversal on the 15 back into the basement. If we go to EXAS. EXAS, 3-2 shooter down on the day, right? Which means this buying got rejected, and boom, down she goes after last week's 2 up, 2 down week. Now these guys looking to be an outside bar of these guys, and working on taking out last month's lows. Just kind of sitting there for now. See if we can get it inside 60 at the end of the hour. If we go to TXG, and this is one of the reasons people keep the gapper list around for a while, because once you have a gap like this that holds, so let's stay inside. No, this is a rev strat, I think. Let me see if this is the lows. Yep, inside bar poked up by a cent or two, and then boom, rev strat to the downside. Because once it holds this gap down, it's like if it can't recover, anybody hoping for this thing to come back, throwing in the towel. Guess where the stops go? Here and here and here. All these guys, right? Boom, they're gone. So we'll see if that continues. Taking out last month's lows after last week's inside week to the downside. Continuation. What's this thing doing here? Watching things move around. Para? What's this thing? Nothing. All right, so if we go back to the SPY, some people will choose not to trade on inside days. Say it's just a waste of my time. It's just going to be a chop shop, and I totally understand that. So what this means is, if this holds, then we're going to have a whole series of inside days. And what that means is, come in tomorrow, we'll have a series of either 2-1-2 continuations or 2-1-2 reversals. And those are things that are going to get our attention. So be careful on an inside day. All right, that's going to do it for today. I'm Rob Smith, Mr. Black, Strat Time Report.